America's Cup är en av världens mest prestigefyllda och anrika tävlingar alla kategorier. Där de bästa och mest meriterade seglarna ställs mot varandra i extrema flygande katamaraner som kommer upp i hastigheter på över 50 knop. Och nu gör Artemis Racing Sveriges största idrottssatsning någonsin med målet att lägga beslag på historiens äldsta idrottspokal, The Old Mug. I det östra hörnet av den arabiska halvön hittar vi Oman. Ett sultanat som i väst gränsar till Saudiarabien, Förenade Arabemiraten och Jemen. Landet består till största delen av en het och torr öken, men har också en lång och vacker kustremsa mot Arabiska havet. Och det är här som årets första deltävling i Louis Vuitton America's Cup World Series avgörs.
Riktigt häftigt ställe att vara på. Mycket stora skillnader kulturellt, men även på vattnet så är det är väldigt lätta vindar här och varmt i vattnet och väldigt varmt på land, så det blir ingen riktigt sån stark sjöbris. Vi har haft en liten akklimatiseringsperiod nu på en dryg vecka och idag är det dags att komma igång med seglingen, så det ska bli kul.
Och Artemis Racing, som vann senaste tävlingen på Bermuda, fortsatte att visa fin form i de lätta vindarna utanför huvudstaden Muscat. Laget vann båda träningsracen.
It's pretty light here in Oman. The forecast for the weekend has it, nothing over 10 knots, but mostly around the 5 knots. So, it's not really what these boats are designed for. We like them when they're up and foiling and sailing fast.
For a boat this big to fly, it's all about the lift generated by the foils. You have a certain amount of weight you need to support, and using basic aerofoils in the water, if they're the correct area, going the correct speed, you can generate enough lift to get a boat into the air. So it becomes can you go fast enough to get to that takeoff speed to use that foil to get into the air? It's just basically a relationship between the weight, the speed, and the area of the foil. And then there's also some other factors just about the shape of the foil. But basically it's those parameters. And if you can get that blend right, you can make something foil. There's a big comparison with airplanes. All the phrases we're using, take off, flying, all those things, it's a big part of it. We are flying above the water. We are using control systems to manage flight. We are flying, in a very low altitude sense.
De flygande katamaranerna gjorde sitt intåg i America's Cup när Team Nya Zeeland inför tävlingarna i San Francisco 2013 hittade en lucka i reglerna som gjorde det möjligt att foila. Resultaten var häpnadsväckande och de andra lagen var inte sena att haka på. Och sedan dess har utvecklingen när det gäller foiling varit enorm.
The benefits of flying, it's pretty cool and good fun. But the main benefit of foiling is a reduced drag once you're up. You can get rid of the wave making and just the general friction drag of the hull in the water, and that allows you the potential of greater speeds because you then only have the drag of the foils in the water. The trickiest part in foiling is the control. It's faster if you can get the hull out of the water, but if you fly too high and the foil comes out of the water, the foil doesn't generate anywhere near as much lift when it's in air compared to water, so you crash back down. So it's managing that height, and that can be done in a number of different ways, whether it's a control system from a helmsman or a crew member on board controlling the foil by controlling the angle, and that's certainly what you'll see on the ACC class. You'll have the helmsman playing with buttons and managing the rake of the leeward dagger board, or you can have a more stable foil. It will be able to manage its own height better without any control input. But you get rewarded for a bit more instability, is often a bit faster, but it comes at a cost if you can't manage that. So that's the tricky bit, is playing that trade-off.
Katamaranerna i den nya AC-klassen är till en viss del endesignsbåtar som måste se likadana ut. Men när det gäller till exempel foilens prestanda och egenskaper så tillåter reglerna vissa modifieringar. Och Artemis, liksom alla de andra lagen, lägger ner stora resurser på forskning för att få båten att segla, eller snarare flyga, ännu snabbare.
To the untrained eye, the boats will all look very similar. There's one design components, but even the foils, which are very open to us in design sense, they will look quite similar to the casual observer, and it's really a lot of the development will be in the subtleties of things that you can't see, of foil angles, areas, and things. That's where the sort of the battles are being fought, and we're always in a learning and development phase. I mean, that's often what the Cup is about. It's which team can continue to learn and develop the fastest. So if I was to sit here now and say we're not in that phase, we'd be in trouble. No, we're definitely always in a learning and development phase.
Okay, I'll play the first song I ever learned, House of the Rising Sun. I'm not singing, by the way. I'm one of the classic guys who gets a guitar, learns bits of songs and doesn't quite learn the whole song, and I might have a little sing if no one's around, but it's important to get away from the sailing, so any hobbies you can do to take your mind off the whole thing and get away is a good thing. Okay, I'll be playing a little bit of Red Hot Chili Peppers, Under the Bridge, because it's the only half-decent song I know. Yeah, I've talked with some of the members putting a little band together, but we'll see. I mean, here in Bermuda there's not as many things to do, so maybe an Artemis band could be a good idea. At the beginning we'll hide away and practice, and then we'll see.
Väderprognosen som lovade lätta vindar visade sig stämma. När lagen tidigt på morgonen den första tävlingsdagen klev ombord var det fortfarande osäkert om det ens skulle bli några seglingar. Reglerna kräver en vindstyrka på minst 4 meter per sekund. Och ombord på Artemis Racing en viss osäkerhet på formen trots segrarna i träningsracen. Laget som numera har sin bas på Bermuda har där ägnat all tid åt att trimma in besättningen på lagets nya prototypbåt, även kallad T2. Men i Oman och i World Series handlar det om serietillverkade AC45-or.
Yeah, obviously the World Series boats are quite different to our development boats. So you kind of show up at these events and you've got to switch your mind completely from foiling upwind, foiling downwind, and now it's sort of more about, you know, the ropes and the strings and the full team effort on board. So, you know, it's a big change, and we are a bit rusty. We haven't really done anything since Bermuda, and so, you know, we just need to make the most of the precious minutes we have before racing here to make sure we're ready.
Kanske hade skippern Nathan Outridge det på känn, för det blev en tuff helg för Artemis Racing, som var för heta och tjuvstartade i 3 av 6 race och som dessutom drog på sig 2 bestraffningar under racen.
Once you get in the front, it makes life easier, but we're always fighting, trying to get back into the race, and you know, everyone was really positive the whole way around the race course, and we were always gaining and making ground, especially upwind. We're going quite fast. but often we just couldn't hold it together until the finishing line. And you know, it is disappointing, but you know, that's sailing. You can't have it go your way every day.
Och en tuff helg avslutades med att Artemis Racing i det sista racet på väg mot en bra avslutning fastnade i ett rundningsmärke.
Yeah, we were coming into the top mark, and as we tacked, we got a little close to the mark. Still had a good metre distance on it, but I think because they've been moving the marks around throughout the day, the anchor line was quite long and it hooked our rudder.
Zero's gone.
We had to send a crew member overboard, so Parko jumped over with a knife and tried to cut. It took him about 20 seconds, eventually cut through, and you know, we finished the race with just 4 of us. So, you know, had that not happened, we would have been in a good battle with Ben, you know, chasing 3rd and 4th, and things could have been very different overall, but that's life, and sometimes things don't go your way.
Det blev istället Land Rover Bar med skippen Sir Ben Ainsley som tog totalsegern i Oman före Oracle Team USA och Emirates Team Nya Zeeland. Och i sammandraget så delar Artemis Racing nu 4:e platsen med Softbank Team Japan. I nästa avsnitt av Artemis Racing Road to Bermuda kommer ni att få stifta bekantskap med britten Paul Goodison, en av OS-guldmedaljörerna ombord på svenskbåten. Dessutom allt det senaste från uppladdningen inför America's Cup.